I'm walking through Park La Fontaine. It's early fall. It's early in the morning. It's fall, sunny day, and I've just dropped my daughter off at the school bus, and I'm walking home with Roxy, a half-blind, aging pit bull who's in my care for a few months. And I'm thinking about going to work, and should I walk with the dog to work, but then it's complicated. And so I'm thinking all these things as I wait on the corner of Rochelle and Calixte-la-Vallée. It's the road that goes into Parc La Fontaine. I'm waiting for the light. And I'm standing there, there's somebody kind of waving. And, he's waving at me. And he wants me to help him parallel park his car. I just don't feel like being helpful right now. But I've seen him now, and it's kind of like when somebody leaves garbage in my bike basket. It's not my garbage, but I can't just take it out and throw it on the street. So, okay, I'm like, all right, that's not gonna take that long. So I tie Roxy up to a pole, and I go over to the car, and I analyze the situation. It's a big boat of a car. I guess it's vintage, and so is the man. He's very tall. He's got a shock of white hair and a well-worn suit jacket, and he's like, I just need a little guidance, like backing it up. It's like, okay, all right, fine. He gets in the car. I kind of assess the situation, and I'm like, could you roll down the window? Yeah, okay. He leans over, rolls down the window. So I'm like, okay, just slowly move forward. And he crashes into the car in front. So I'm looking at him like, is the car okay? What's going on? And he's like, yeah, oops. And he doesn't care that much. And I mean, I don't really care either. I mean, whatever. So I'm like, okay, let's try again. Yeah. So I'm like, okay, I'm standing closer now to the window, you know. And so I tell him to, okay, straighten the wheel and just back up. Recule, tranquillement. Easy on the accelerator. Yeah, okay, I got this. He careens into the car at the back. And now I'm at the window and I'm like, what are you doing? What's wrong with the car? How are you even driving? And he's like, meh. And now his nonchalance is like really getting on my nerves, you know? So I'm like, and he's like, one more time. No, I say, get out of the car. I'm gonna do it. So I march around the car. He gets out, sort of like skeptically. I get in, and it's a big door, and I've got to use two hands to close it. And the seat is really far back, and it's broken. I can't move forward. The accelerator is loose. The brake is spongy. What am I doing in this man's car? I have a heightened sense of responsibility. I trained as an older sister. I have two younger brothers, and we grew up near train tracks and a cemetery and the river and the creek, and I had to be bossy, you know. I also trained as a girl. Be nice. Other people's needs before yours. Be helpful. Also, I'm curious and kind of snoopy. So if something's going on, I kind of want to check it out. You know, sometimes when you're walking down the street at night and lights are on and there's no curtains and you can just see people inside, you know, and sometimes I just stop and look. And they're not doing anything. They're just like watching TV or on their screen or computer or something. But there's something kind of moving about it, you know? They're so vulnerable because they don't know they're being watched. So all of these ingredients put me in this driver's seat of this guy's car. Okay, anyway, get the job done. I adjust the rear view mirror. It's the only thing that works in the car. And, there's Roxy, just sitting there. She doesn't even know I'm gone. Okay, so, I've just got to move forward a little bit, move forward, just straighten it out a bit and get out of the car. So I'm doing that, and as I do it, this young guy is walking towards me with purpose, and he's looking at the car behind me. And he says, "That's my car." And I said, "Yeah, no, this isn't my car." So I just stay calm, back up, I get out, and he's looking at the car, and the bumper is pretty dinged up, and he's like, you wrecked my car." I said, no, this is not my car. And I look around, and a crowd has formed. And the guy whose car it is, he's 2 rows back. So I point to him, and I say, "Well, it's his car." And the guy looks at me and says, "That's not my car." So I flew at him. "You fucking bastards, you take responsibility for this." And the younger guy is grabbing my arm, and he's saying, look over there. Look at the construction blind." Just for laughs. Everybody breaks out of formation, and they're swarming me, patting me on the back, shaking my hand. "Whoa, you were so good. You were so intense, the best of the day." It's only 8:30 in the morning. I'm the first of the day. But in the middle of all that hee ha ha, I sign the release, and that's it. I go get Roxy, who hasn't even budged, and we walk home. It's only a block, and by the time I get home, I am chuckling. It's like, well, that was funny. That was really funny. And then I go to work, and I tell my colleagues, and we laugh off and on all day, and then over the weeks and months, I tell friends about it, and sometimes I can hardly get the story out. It's so funny. Everybody's laughing so much. And over the next year or two, no kidding, every now and again, in a grocery store or a cafe, somebody's gonna look at me and say, "Are you the woman from Just for Laughs? You were so good, so intense." I'd never watched Just for Laughs. I mean, I knew about it. I watched it every now and again, but I never really liked the premise. I always felt kind of sorry for people who were being pranked. But it was different. Now that I'd been pranked, I thought of it a little differently. It was like, okay, so I got caught, whatever. But I started to think of it as more of a public service. I provided the opportunity to offer people a laugh. Thank you.